Hello, I think we're all here. Lance and Caius.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys very much for taking the time to do this interview.
Oh, thank you. To be honest, we don't really have that much going. I mean, we're very busy.
We're very busy in our silence.
Yeah. We're self-isolating, but we've been doing that since like the 90s anyway, so we hadn't really noticed that much of a difference, to be honest.
Completely understandable, and I know that as well. But yeah, again, thank you for taking time to do this interview and be able to talk about this amazing new album that's going to be coming out on Friday with Sons of Midwestern Darkness.
Thank you.
Dark regards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've gotten the chance to be able to check this out for a while now, and I really love what you guys were able to accomplish here. Despite the warning, I did continue on with the album with a couple of pre-existing conditions that were going on. I went ahead with it anyways, because I just wanted to give this thing a shot. And I'm glad that I did. I kind of noticed a little bit of evilness that has been going on inside me a little bit since I started listening to it.
Okay.
Not entirely sure what's going on with it yet. I want to make sure nothing too terrible is going on yet within me. But, until then, I do feel like I've got a hold of my mortal self still, and I'm still able to enjoy everything that's going on.
Good.
Well, that's good. Just watch out.
Yeah, watch it for now.
You should watch out for like any skin irritations or like groin pulls and things like that. Just be careful.
Stay away from sharp objects and potentially emotionally volatile situations.
Yeah, but the thing about like not standing in front of the microwave when you're using it's bullshit. You can still do that.
This is bullshit.
That was the one I was wondering about, so I'm glad to see the next time I can listen to it, I will be able to warm up dinner and be able to enjoy this album.
Oh, yeah. Proceed, don't put that, if you have the CD format, don't put that in the microwave, just common sense, but otherwise you should be fine.
Oh, fantastic. So, with that in mind, what was it like actually creating this album?
It was an incredible experience, but also a nightmare,
It was a very slow process.
It was over 16 years in the making if you go back to the original, when Witch Taint existed entirely in my mind, to when, if you're familiar with the original black metal dialogues emails, that, and those came out in like 2005, and people can still read those, but between all those years up until 2017, the band in true cult underground fashion was completely dormant, other than it sold t-shirts and I made stickers once.
We are very excellent at doing essentially nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking earlier, this whole lockdown this is our time to shine. But, so we started reading the emails on stage in 2017, and, within a year, then we're doing the Vakken Festival, and that's, at Vakken, when people were staring at us for sitting there reading for an hour on stage, but then they would go crazy when we played like a few of the songs we'd written by then. So that's when we decided we should take things to the next level and record the full album, and we did that, and I was heavily influenced by, Matthias Backwards, and if I can speak
I was very influenced by Lance, the King of Black Metal, and by Witch Taint as well.
Yeah, and
as a whole, as an entity.
And, to a lesser extent, my Dungeon Synth project, Summer's Eve, I think you can hear the influence of that on the album somewhat. But it was, we had a great time, but it was also, as much as Matthias Backwards is my partner and bandmate, he's also my worst enemy on planet Earth. So,
This is a perfect recipe for black metal.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a love-hate thing, and a lot of times I would kick him out of the band, and then he would kick me out of the band, and there was litigation over the website for a while because we both wanted witchtaint.biz, and we ended up having to just have witchtaint.com because it was the only way our lawyers could sort it out now that we're back together.
Oh, wow. And, you know, it's amazing through all those trials and tribulations that you were still able to forge ahead and create this album. I mean, you know, going back from those emails to all of that eternal arguments that can happen, to joining and getting fired from the band multiple times. I mean, the fact that you're still going at this after all this time, I'm glad, you know, I'm glad to see there was some reconciliation.
Were it not for this period, the darkness of our true souls would not be heard in this music, I do not think. Everything we were feeling inside has gone into this record, without a doubt.
Yeah, we needed to put all of it in there. Plus, like, we have a summer share that we've already, you know, even I don't even think we'll be able to use it, but I don't think we're going to get the deposit back either. So it just sort of behooves us to forge ahead and get along as best we can and being the greatest band on earth, but also knowing that, you know, come August, maybe we might be able to spend a little time in the Hamptons, and that'll be nice. So whatever.
I would have a go-between usually do the communication, but seeing as a matter of policy, I have very few friends. There isn't anyone who can really fill that role who wouldn't be already maybe busy or something.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, like, we're roughly the same size, so it's easy for us to borrow gauntlets from each other and things like that.
Oh, it does help when you're able to share gauntlets like that and, you know, other equipment as well, because especially when you are doing shows, I mean, there's someone backstage at any festival who could just see those and just say, hey, that, you know, this looks like it's going to fit me, and I lost mine somewhere, so I got to be able... So it's good that you're able to share like that. Oh, there's a guest appearance right there.
Oh, yeah.
This is especially
that's
true with...
Lucifuge. I don't know if you can hear Lucifuge.
Yes, he is on the record.
Hey, Lucifuge. Good girl.
Would Lucifuge like to say a few things?
Sure, she was just bark. She plays a bark solo on Death to Death Metal, which is our new video that comes out Thursday. She's an extremely adorable dog, and also a hellhound.
Meaning she is evil, grim, and extreme.
Yeah, she's, you know, the third member. Not, she doesn't like to hear it put that way, but basically true.
It's great to see she was able to make it for this, too. I mean, the fact that she was able to make a guest appearance on there and also have those succubus tendencies to lure you in with the cuteness and then be able to show her hellhound tendencies.
This is very true.
Oh, yeah, she does all sorts of, you know, she thinks she's a person sometimes. She's like talking and wanting.
This is actually my wife. The strategy my wife used to get me, you know, nice and sweet, but then, well, anyway, that's another thing. I love my wife.
Yeah, they met at
two kids.
They met at Bennigan's.
At Bennigan's, of all places. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I did manage to keep the information away from Lance for, I don't know, several months before I finally had to admit that I had made this step. That was part of our dispute. It is not grim to have a quote-unquote family. You know, it is not black metal.
You know, that is a very fair point about how that is not black metal, but, you know, it's amazing when you listen to a song like Looking for Love that happens to be on this album. I mean, was that part of an influence on that at all?
You mean Ready for Love?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the first ever R&B slow jam in black metal ever.
Off the record, both Lance and myself do have an inescapable emotion come over us whenever the music of Barry White is played, but we have managed to keep that out of official Witch Taint lore. But we could not help writing this song Ready for Love. It just, you know, like I said, every emotion we were feeling, we had to honor.
Yeah, you know, that's one of our biggest, you know, we have Merciful Fate and Venom and Mayhem and Darkthrone, but then definitely like Barry White, Lou Rawls, Billy Paul, guys like that, really, probably our main influences.
And, you know, I never thought that those inspirations were going to be shining through on this album, and I was so pleasantly surprised that they were able to come through like this, because it does feel like the perfect music to be able to create some demon spawns to.
Oh, yeah, it's like super,
It's like Reese's Pieces, two great tastes that taste great together in a way you'd never expect.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, and, you know, it's a great album to pork to, if that's, you know, what you mean.
Ah, yes. I guess that is another way to be able to refer to it as well. But it depends if you got that incubus or succubus. I don't judge, but whatever way you want to be able to create some demon spawns too. I mean, be it through some rituals, be it through porking. I mean, there's so many different ways that they can come about these days, and yeah, it seems like Ready for Love is just a great way to be able to have that as a soundtrack.
Is through blood orgies.
Blood orgies are, I mean...
We are ready to have a blood orgy. We have chalice and dagger and all these things. The only thing we need now are a few chicks, and then we can do it.
Yeah, that's sort of the onion and the ointment. I mean, probably, like, I'm not currently in a relationship because of my personality, but we're hoping, once this record comes out that, we're basically ready for the blood orgy. I mean, we have the tarps.
We do have a Craigslist ad, although it doesn't say "come to blood orgy." It says that it's a casting. So far, most of the women who have come have just not been right for the part, I guess.
Yeah, and they also we haven't gotten a lot of responses. So that's.
Well, this is true too. It's just another way of saying the same thing.
Well, another thing to make sure when it does come to those blood orgies is to make sure to have the cleaning equipment to come up after. Otherwise, you might not be able to get that security deposit back.
No, I mean, that's the biggest thing. You'd never, have a great time, have a grim time, but you don't want to not get the deposit back, and you don't want to be, you don't want to
down lots of plastic on the floor to absorb many of the fluids.
Yeah, if I can, just word of caution, you never want to get into a litigation with the Red Roof Inn.
Divergent,
No, the Red Roof Inn in Terre Haute, Indiana is not budging on BQ points, and I'll leave it at that.
Completely understandable. And yeah, just like you said, I mean, hopefully when this does come out, that things are able to work out in that favor, and, just being able to get those blood orgies in sets and be able to create some inspiration for that next album.
Totally. I mean, if you're going to have an orgy, you might as well have a blood orgy. You're going to have a mess to clean up either way. Why not go for it?
And you're usually able to clean everything up with the same kind of equipment anyway. So, whatever fluids are coming out, other parts that are coming off, it's just like you're able to get that cleaning equipment in there. I mean, you might also put it to good use.
You just use one end of the mop for the blood orgy and then the other end for the cleanup.
Yeah, and DNA is DNA. You know what I mean? It's by the time that forensic people get there, it's all the same. So you might as well have the best time as possible.
Exactly.
Although me and Lance, we never actually together have this blood orgy. We have our own separate orgies.
Oh yeah,
separate rooms. I mean, we are close, but we are not that close. I mean, in theory, when we finally do the blood orgies.
Yeah, like, if you're having an orgy and there's two dudes in a room with their junk out. I mean, I don't care how many chicks are in there, but, like, the chicks are just like training wheels, that are ready to come off, and then have it just be the two dudes. And we just tend, that's fine, but we're just, I'll be in room 102 and he'll be in room 103. I'll just leave it at that.
And then we may, maybe high five, take a quick 30-second, or maybe we will trade rooms and high five in the hallway when we switch. But we will have towels wrapped around us by that point.
Yeah, it's hypothetical. Until anyone responds to that, honestly, this is it's not, things aren't good with us.
Oh, yes. And of course, the other thing to keep in mind in there as well to stay hydrated. Make sure that ice machine is working down the hall, and just make sure that you're able to keep going.
Also, never use the ice from the ice machine don't put it in your drinks. I found out the hard way in Turks and Caicos. If you're gonna get ice for your drinks, you're gonna want to get that at the gas station.
No, the ice in the hotel hallway is usually used, wrapped in a towel to apply to sore spots on one's body after the blood orgy. But we certainly do not take it into our mouths in our drinks.
No. Like if you're making a Taintini or whatever, sex on the beach or whatever, just get the ice from the gas station or something.
But you're not supposed to drink blood cold anyway. I mean, how long are you going to wait after the sacrifice to drink this blood? You don't want ice to begin with.
No, you want room temperature.
That is true. I mean, from past experiences, I mean, there's so many different ways in theory that you think that you can have that blood, but room temperature, that is the way to go.
It's just better. I mean, the flavor really comes out,
Yes, if it is too cold, it takes away all the tannins. It takes away the, a lot of the aftertaste, like a hint of, spruce or pecan in there. It's just a zesty lemon flavor sometimes, and maybe leather.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, we mostly drink just Diet Monster energy drink anyway, because we're hoping to go shirtless by the time our world tour starts.
Yeah, and thankfully, or unthankfully, depending on how you look at it, with everything that's going on in the world right now, you got a little bit more time to be able to prepare yourselves to be able to go shirtless and be able to get those world tour dates going on after everything starts to settle down.
Yeah, this has been, again, a blessing. I mean, I hate to call anything a blessing, but this is really, aside...
An anti-blessing, as it is, a satanic blessing, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, if you take away the whole disease aspect of it, I mean, everything else about what's going on right now, it's the best thing that's ever happened to us.
Yeah, and again, it's just like it's a great time to be able to promote the album as well too, because everyone's home, everyone's waiting to be able to get out to the blood orgies and the live sacrifices and everything that's going on like that. And now with this album that's going to be coming out on Friday, I mean, it's like the home rituals and the home blood orgies are one thing to be able to enjoy, but those live settings when you're able to really be able to pull that off, that's going to be worth the wait.
Oh yeah, this is basically a setup for our Woodstock. If I had to say, if by Woodstock you mean us, just us being the only band,
Well, we do not take kindly to other bands on the bill.
No.
At least if we have to listen to them.
That's the worst.
Although this one band had a pretty good riff at one time that, come to think of it, is the one I just wrote maybe sounds a little like it.
What are you talking about?
No, never mind.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's very important, I mean, when you do get your own version of Woodstock, be it Witchstock or Taintstock or, whatever's going to be going on.
No hippies, it's ours.
Wait, what? Sitars?
Well, sitars, yes, but no hippies will be at our Woodstock.
Yeah, but I mean, if we could get sort of on that jam band circuit, it is something to think about.
Yes, that might be nice, yes.
Just add like some...
Go ahead.
Just add some longer solos. I mean, you get on the jam band circuit, forget it.
We could convert the hippies into black metal enthusiasts. Maybe that is a good goal for after this isolation.
We both hate bathing, so we have that going for us.
This is true, although our smell is more grim. It's more like death. Whereas the hippies, it's just conventional body odor.
Well, by death we mean pizza combos.
Yes, it has been maybe laid out for a few days too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is all very fair points. And yeah, I mean, if you can get like that Humphreys McGee audience or, being able to steal them away and being able to bring them to the Witch Taint side of the
as a
world.
matter of fact, I have performed with Humphreys McGee in the past, and their fans did not take too kindly to Matthias backwards, I must say.
Yeah, but you were just in the men's room, from what I read on that Reddit post. So I don't
Yes, but I was singing, or screaming in the bathroom. That counts as performing with the.
Yeah, but I just feel like next time knock on the stall. That's all I would say, and you could have avoided the whole situation. Or lock the stall. It's a real he said situation. But
and you said you were just there to work out. I don't know what you were wearing that night.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. Well, what's the next question?
Well, I was just going to say that's an unfortunate situation the way that works. I mean, especially with the natural reverb that you do get in the bathroom. You know, it's just unfortunate to see that situation didn't work out. But, you know, when you're setting up venues that's going to be coming up in the future, you know, it's just like it's going to be the great setting to be able to truly appreciate the Witch Taint situation and just being able to have that long form set of being able to see the band live. I mean, something that people really want to be able to see, especially after this album comes out on Friday.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great for everyone. Basically, you know, as much as like the world is going through a hard time now, it's like going to be the opposite once this record comes out. It's going to unify.
It's going to unify relativity with quantum mechanics. That's what it will do.
In like Palestine and Israel, that'll probably get sorted out.
Yes, they will be close.
I think probably, you know, Oasis will get back together just to try to get in on what we're up to.
Maybe Northern Ireland can unite with Ireland. Something like this.
Carnival
what you two could not accomplish, maybe the Witch Taint will.
That's exactly right.
Wouldn't that be such a great feeling to be able to go up to Bono after that happens and say, here's something that we were able to accomplish that you were not?
Well, we are able to accomplish many things. He is not, starting with not being a complete pussy. But aside from that, yes, that would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, you know, also, like, you know, we had a thing where we tried to bet him that he couldn't finish a whole Bloomin' Onion Outback Steakhouse by himself, and we did it, and so that's just one more thing.
Yeah, he's kind of carrying grudge against us from that.
Yeah, and you see, I'm sure he's eagerly waiting that phone call, you know, just so nervous and just, oh no, that Witch Taint's getting a hold of me again. Here's another thing that they're going to be able to put on that list that I'll never be able to accomplish.
Yeah.
This is true.
I mean, Bono's been running scared from us for a long time, and this is only going to make matters worse, so whatever.
Oh, very true. And, you know, I couldn't imagine Bono being able to even be in the right mind frame to be able to come up with something like Sons of Midwestern Darkness. I mean, you really got to be in that right spot to be able to show off every kind of emotion that's going through you like this and have that authenticity, which you might not be able to ever get if Bono was a part of it.
You must be earnest and sincere and right from the heart. And there's brutality in our souls. And with Bono, I think he is just insincere, and I think he is not really singing what he is feeling, like Witch Taint does.
Yeah, I mean, you'll notice he's not in Witch Taint. I mean, that pretty much says it all.
Is there anything to the rumors where he did try to join Witch Taint?
Go ahead.
We got like a weird response from our Craigslist ad that we had originally posted from an email address called from the address was u2guy1 with or without you at Hotmail.
And then that guy he certainly looked like the Edge, but he just started hanging out with us and seeming as if he maybe had ulterior motives or was trying to broker something. But
yeah, but I have no idea what the Edge would have been doing at Bennigan's anyway.
No, this is true, and we've had this discussion. I still think it was the Edge.
All right, fine. Just doesn't seem that believable.
You never know, though. I mean, it could have been an Edge impersonator. It could have been, an Event Horizon kind of situation, you know, like taking form of someone else and being able to have a blood orgy that way. You know, there's so many different ways it could have been.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, hindsight is 20/20, you know, but, you know, we're just, you know, going to get out there and try to get as many shots on net as we can and, you know, hopefully have a better season next year.
Yeah, and, you know, I think with that, I think that's such a positive note to be able to look forward to as well, especially when it comes to next season. But, you know, until then, coming up this Friday is this amazing album from Witch Taint with Sons of Midwestern Darkness. I love this album from start to finish. I love, you know, be it the dialogues that both you guys have to the music and, you know, so many different emotions that you can feel throughout this album. I mean, whether it's music that you want to be able to bone to, whether it's music that you want to be able to to put on for that perfect blood sacrifice and everything in between, and sometimes at the same time. But I truly appreciate both of you guys being able to talk about this album and being so open and thorough about the process of how everything's been going in and out of the studio, on and off the stage, and everything to look forward to in the future.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was
We are straight shooters. We say what we feel inside.
from way back.
We are always being real.
Yeah.
And again, that's another reason that I do love this album so much, is that you do hear that authenticity of Taint, which can be lost so much in music, especially in 2020 when people aren't making as much music as they could have been in other decades. But, just being able to have that authenticity on this album, I mean, once people be able to check it out, I think they're going to understand that is proof that Taint is here to stay.
Oh, yeah, we're the greatest band of all time, basically. I mean, that's just like, and we'll be, if there's a time after all time, we'll be the greatest band then, I have to say.
Oh, fantastic. So, again, this Friday comes Sons of Midwestern Darkness. I thank you guys once again for taking the time to be able to talk to me. Before we wrap things up, is there anything else that you would like to mention that I hadn't brought up yet?
We just want to encourage people to stay hydrated. I think that's really important.
Yes, well said.
Yeah, hydration is such an important thing. And yeah, stay away from the ice cubes in your drinks when it goes to the hotels. I mean, make sure to get them from the gas station like you mentioned. That is such an important aspect.
Yeah, we don't want to have a repeat of what happened in Paramus. I don't want to get into it.